Alright, yo, this is Debatable. I am Rick Wanders.
And I am Robert.
Yo, and today we have a couple great discussions, a couple really big things going on in the world of sports today. And first and foremost, I want to talk about the PG-13 and Magic Johnson scandal.
Alleged scandal.
Alleged, but it kind of makes a lot of sense.
I mean, you could say that about anybody.
You can't say that about anybody because Paul George has said that he wants to go to the Lakers at the end of the season.
You could say that about Aroldis Chapman last year. He went to the Cubs just to get a ring, and he told the Yankees he'll come right back for the money.
Well, I believe that one.
It's not something you can really stop.
Well, you can. You can't stop tampering, but you shouldn't have it. Magic Johnson's a brand new executive, and he's already breaking rules like this. It makes no sense to me.
You do what you gotta do at this point.
Well, I don't think
Just don't get caught. Just don't get caught. Just don't get caught. That's the only problem.
But apparently he was caught very easily because what he was doing wasn't at all ethical. Like in the NBA, you can't develop a competitive advantage. Do you think Pat Riley was talking to LeBron in the middle of the season?
Well, you can make that same argument against Tom Brady then.
Why?
You can't have deflated footballs. And a lot of people have admitted to doing it, but he's the one that got caught. It's the same argument. Is what I'm hearing.
But there was no proof that Tom Brady deflated a football.
No, there was proof that he had the deflated footballs. Not that he did it himself.
No, there was proof that... No, there was proof that the footballs were deflated, one. But then the rest of the proof was that he may have known that they were deflated. That he may have known.
And Magic Johnson may have tampered. Nothing definitive yet. Just because it's the Patriots, I'm not going to defend them. I don't think it was that big of a difference. A deal in the Patriots situation as it is here. But it's like kind of the same situation. Patriots would have dookied on Colts anyways.
Look.
And Paul George is probably going to go to LA no matter what Magic Johnson said. So
well, that's what I'm saying. So for Magic Johnson to sweeten the pot and be like, yo, man, come over here, let's go. Like, do whatever you have to do to not get the trade from the Pacers to another team. Like, come here. It's wrong.
Well, he can't control trades that the Pacers do, so that doesn't make any sense.
Well, he can express interest in one specific team. Him doing that tells other teams, don't take the risk on me. I'm going to leave at the end of the year anyway. OKC just decided to take a risk.
But it wasn't really a risk because they really didn't give up much that after next year they're going to miss.
Admittedly, no. They did not give up much that after next year they would miss. And if they lose Paul George at the end of the season, they get some type of stipulation because of only having him for a year. I do know that. Magic Johnson, wrong or not wrong?
If proved guilty, wrong.
If proved guilty.
But it depends also what he said. Is it really like, we're going to sweeten the deal for you to come here? Like, what extra shit could he really get besides a max contract?
All you have to say is, yo, we're going to give you a max contract, come to LA, but you have to come out right now and say, yo, I want to go to the Lakers. That will make a whole bunch of teams not want to trade for him.
But him going to the Pacers for this season doesn't hurt the Lakers. They don't lose anything. Actually, the Lakers gain. They don't have to give up anything, and they still get Paul George next year. They just have to wait 1 year. So either way, he was going to play for the Pacers or the Thunder or another team that wasn't the Lakers this year.
I just think that the tampering changed, what teams were actually going to be aggressive and try to get Paul George. Because, look, Celtics could have used him. We could have used him over Gordon Hayward.
But that's not what the report is, because the report I read is that the Pacers didn't want to trade within the East. Because they didn't want Paul George to be successful in the East. That's why they traded him to the Pacers. That's why he wouldn't get traded to the Cavs, the Celtics, or any of those teams.
But I've read reports that the Celtics were
interested
trying to trade for him.
Exactly.
When the Pacers were like, yo, we will do a trade with you, but we want this, this, and this, they were like, absolutely not.
Exactly. The Pacers were either trying to get a ton from an East team or didn't want him to be in the East to beat the Pacers and bite them in the ass, basically. That's why they don't want to give the Cavs. They didn't want the Cavs to be better, or the Celtics to be better.
Yo, that West is stacked right now. That's all I know.
And if Kyrie goes to the Spurs,
I don't think he's gonna go to the Spurs. I think if anything,
he said he'll sign an extension. That's the only team he'll sign an extension with.
I've read enough to prove that he would fit the most with the Suns.
But the Cavs want a lot from the Suns that the Suns don't want to give up.
Yeah.
They don't want to give up their top prospect and their best player, because Eric Bledsoe's their best player.
3 solid years though.
But your best player on your team?
Hey, a top 3 point guard in the league, though. Top 3, Kyrie.
The Suns could arguably be worse, giving up Bledsoe and Josh Jackson and getting Kyrie only. Kyrie's not a good defender. Bledsoe is. Bledsoe can still score 20 points a game if he was healthy. When healthy.
Kyrie alone could be the guy to shoulder a nightly 30-point game.
Have you seen his record without LeBron James, though? He has like a 34% winning percentage.
Do you remember how young he was, though? He had no leadership. Like, the Cavs were off.
Do you really think that Suns team could win? Shit, I'll say they barely could make 40 wins. They wouldn't
with Kyrie?
They wouldn't finish 500.
I think they have 500. I think they go 42 to 45 with Kyrie Irving.
Are you smoking now? 45? Yeah, that was my reaction too when I heard 45. I was like, the fuck?
So Conor McGregor has a record of 9-1 in the UFC. And the only loss that he has came to the hands of Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, kind of pounded him in that first game. But both times you could argue that when he fought Nate, he was winded really early. And that's not just against Nate, that's against a lot of different people. So his stamina does not appear to be there. Do you think he can go 12 rounds with, Mayweather, who's used to doing this for his career? Can he last?
The best defensive fighter of all time? He doesn't have to.
Oh, what do you mean he doesn't have to?
This fight is not a win situation. Conor McGregor doesn't even need to come close to winning this fight. If Conor McGregor lasts 4 to 6 rounds, he wins this fight. Not in the sense that he wins it like he beats Floyd. It's a win situation for him. Because nobody's giving him a shot. So just to last, you're making your 100 mil no matter what. So it doesn't really matter anyways. But he's switching sports. So if I were to look at it, nobody's looking at it this way. Floyd's staying in his environment. Conor's not. So it's not a fair fight, obviously. It's not like, oh my god, Floyd would kick his ass. Because if you put Floyd in the UFC, Conor's going to destroy him.
Oh, he would demolish him. Yeah,
exactly.
The guy's also like 40-something.
Even young Floyd would get his ass beat in a UFC octagon.
You could argue that, yeah.
Have you seen Floyd?
He's not trained for it, I get that.
He's not a strong guy, like, as in buff.
But my whole thing is, doesn't it do McGregor a disservice if he's not able to beat Mayweather? Because, if I get that, I don't think he's gonna stay in boxing for long. I think this is gonna be a one and done, or maybe he does one more match at some point in his career.
He's retired.
Huh?
He's retired.
He's not retired from UFC.
Yes, he is.
He stepped away for the birth of his son.
He's retired.
But he's not retired.
Even if he's not retired, he doesn't have to do anything ever again.
No, no. Don't get me wrong. Conor McGregor is a set man. He is made in stone. There's nothing that he has left to do.
But also, if McGregor catches Floyd, it's night-night for Floyd. I strongly believe that.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
So
do you think that McGregor has what it takes to catch Floyd and punch him one good time and take him out?
No. But there's always that chance.
You're not at all expecting a hit.
Not a hit on the jaw that's going to knock Floyd down. He's gonna get like body blows, but not enough
I
to
think
win
get
a
a couple
fight.
body blows. I mean, I honestly like. I really want to see a good fight between the two.
Yeah, because
Now,
Pacquiao
here's the thing.
sucked.
At 8-ounce gloves, though, they're both going to be a lot more agile, and I believe the fight's actually leaning towards Conor now.
I wouldn't say
Again,
it's leaning
he's
towards
younger, he's stronger, lighter gloves, well, a bit heavier than what he's used to in UFC, but still, those 2 ounces make a difference.
I don't think Conor's going into this fight that he needs to win. Or
I think he's trying to win, though, because Conor McGregor doesn't
You
want to
always
take a loss.
try to win at anything you do.
I don't think he's going to try to take a loss, though. Like, I don't
No.
think he's going to go out there with the mentality of,
But if he loses,
hey,
I
man,
don't
if
think he's gonna
win, I
care.
win, I lose.
But if he loses, I don't think he'll care.
I think he'd care.
He's getting $100 million. He's done enough to hype this fight up alone by himself.
It's his career, though. Like, the man's name is on the line.
And like I said, if he can last 4 to 6 rounds, I think his name is fine. If you really understand what he's doing, he's switching sports.
I get that. Oh, no, I get that.
That's like Jordan going to baseball and me judging Jordan based off
Baseball.
baseball. He sucked at baseball. That's like me saying he's not the GOAT because he went to baseball and sucked. No.
Predictions for the weekend?
As in what?
Who wins?
Floyd wins, but I will be rooting for Conor.
I honestly believe that McGregor has a chance to win this, so I'm going to go with McGregor takes the W.
I'll be rooting for him.
Really interesting story. LA Dodgers. What are you thinking?
World Series champions?
World Series champions?
Yeah.
So you're buying into the hype train?
I don't think it's a hype train.
You don't think it's a hype train?
I think his 52 games over 500 is very well to buy into. With the best starting rotation in baseball.
Hey, they have had great lineups in the past, and they've had the greatest pitcher in baseball, arguably, for many seasons now, and they have yet to make it to...
He only pitches 1 game out of every 5, so...
He pitches 1 game out of every 5, and he never showed up for any of those 1 games.
His postseason numbers are not that bad.
His postseason numbers aren't what the greatest starter in baseball should have.
Last year he did good. He even came in just to close a game. Willing to
I do remember that.
Willing to
That was
do
impressive.
anything for his team.
I get that, but keep in mind there are still other starters on the team. Do you think that they have what it takes to actually go the distance, or do you think they're smoke and mirrors right now?
I think they have a good enough bullpen where if these starters can give them 6 innings, they'll be fine. Because you get to Kenley Jansen, you're not scoring off Kenley Jansen.
Agreed.
And that lineup is just so powerful that they're going to put up the runs.
Yasiel Puig. Does he continue? Is he actually now having the season that everybody thought Yasiel could be?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Well, everything changes when the postseason comes around. Do you think that he's actually come into his own as a ball player, or do you think that he's just killing it right now and he's on fire?
I still
Is
think...
he just hot?
No. Obviously, the numbers are going to slow down. That's like Aaron Judge. Is he going to stay hot? No, he struck out 37 straight. But
That's a brutal record.
he's still going to be... I don't think he's smartened up. I don't think his off-field antics are that much different. Or even on-field shit that he does. But I think his bat stays fine and he has a nasty arm. I don't see why it would slow down now.
So, like you said, you mentioned 52 over 500. Who do you think gives the Dodgers the most run for their money in the NL and then in the World Series?
NL, Nationals. If Strasburg's healthy, that starting rotation is pretty nasty.
Scherzer, Strasburg,
And Gio Gonzalez is having a nasty year.
Gio.
The bullpen, though, their bullpen's not good.
But their bats are phenomenal. If anybody's gonna bang up those Dodger starters, it's going to be Daniel Murphy, Bryce Harper. You got the speedy Trey Turner.
But if anybody's going to bang up the national starting lineup, it's going to be Corey Seager, Yasiel Puig, Cody Bellinger, Curtis Granderson.
Well, I mean, let's keep in mind Bellinger's still a rook. He has no postseason.
I mean, see how he handles it. I'm not gonna
postseason acclimation.
I'm not gonna judge him now. If he can handle it well, he can handle it well. Some people go right into the postseason and dominate.
A young Derek Jeter.
Exactly. Who else do they
But then again, you can't compare Derek Jeter to Cody Bellinger.
No. But I mean, that's like people are comparing Rafael Devers to like nasty players right now because he's doing nasty. People get caught up in the hype train right now.
A lot of rookies do really well in their first season. Not most. I'm saying not most, but a lot of good players will do great in their first season, and then when they get discovered or figured out, then boom, they'll slow down.
Bellinger hasn't slowed down.
He hasn't slowed down, but he hasn't been the first half product that he was. He's still very good for a rook.
Yeah, but that's like expecting Aaron Judge to hit 38 homers again in another half. That's just like unacceptable. And honestly, I don't think Aaron Judge sucks. I just think people are putting way too much pressure on him now. They said he's the face of baseball. He'll never be the face of baseball.
Yeah, no, I cannot see Aaron Judge as the face of baseball. That happened really quickly.
He'll probably still win Rookie of the Year, but I mean,
I think he did well enough to run away with Rookie of the Year. All right, so the other bad team in the AL, the Stros, they face a huge challenge for. They would be a huge challenge for the Dodgers.
I agree. You got to get through the Red Sox first, so.
They do have to get through the Red Sox, but the Astros seem to be the ones in the best position to sign one of the hottest pitchers in baseball right now, Justin Verlander. If they sign Verlander, add to that rotation.
The rotation is literally nothing right now. The rotation is not good.
Keuchel's good.
He's all right. He had a good first.
And their bats
he had
are
a good.
great.
Yeah, well, the Red Sox have pretty good bats too. They're just not as known and don't show up all the time. That's the only problem with our bats. We have the best. We have the
There are
best
many
pitching.
issues with the Red Sox rotation here and there.
And there's,
We
the Astros have
get
no
really
pitching.
good.
They have no start. They have no starters or a bullpen. After Dallas Keuchel, you really got nothing. You got what the Red Sox got. Who do they got? Lance McCullers, he's alright. I'd match him up with Drew Pomeranz any day of the week. Colin McHugh? I don't know.
McHugh.
He's not that good.
McCullers.
He's alright. He had a good month. But I wouldn't write home about him.
The last and probably, I would say my most interesting thing that I want to talk about. Giancarlo Stanton, Justin Verlander, probably the two hottest commodities on the market right now. With Giancarlo last night he tied a Citi Field record for most home runs by a visiting team. And that was also his 45th homer of the season. Verlander, he's doing extremely well in his 13 starts since the All-Star break. And, either one of those guys would be a huge addition to any team. What are you thinking?
Verlander did not have 13 starts since the All-Star break.
Not 13?
I don't think so.
Was it 13 or 9? No, and it's 13 starts since the break, yeah.
That's a lot of starts.
13 starts.
Neither of them get moved. I'm not even going to go into depth on that.
He's pitched 84 innings. You think neither one of them get moved?
No.
The Tigers are... let me get you the numbers. Tigers are 54 and 69. They would not be better off trading Verlander or selling Verlander high while he's still worth something.
No, they would. They won't.
I mean, their best players are declining all-stars. Miggy, Justin Upton.
Justin Upton's having a good year.
They're still declining all-stars.
I'd still take all of them.
Well, I would love to have them, but I mean, their best people aren't gonna get them a championship anymore. And if you're not playing for a championship, what are you doing?
See, baseball's not like every sport, though. You don't put the team on one person's back. That's hard to do in baseball. That's easy.
No, you don't.
It's easy to do in basketball.
No, you don't put the team on one person's back, but that's why I'm saying Verlander, Miguel, and Justin aren't going to be enough. So they're going to have to move some pieces and acquire some new talent.
It all depends what they want, though. I'm not giving up a lot for Justin Verlander. I don't care how good he is. He's old.
He's older.
Yeah.
He is, 6 seasons removed from Cy Young. He could have won it last year.
He shouldn't have, though. There's no argument for him.
He could have.
Rick Porcello went 22-3. I do not give a fuck what anybody says. Fuck Kate Upton and fuck the truck.
Can you not relate that to, run production?
It's not my problem that the Red Sox were nasty last year and were scoring 8 runs a game for Rick Porcello. It's not like he was giving up 5 runs per game.
No, yeah, he wasn't giving up a lot of runs.
What did Verlander do better? He struck out a lot of batters. Congrats. That's about like all I would give him.
And he walked very few.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as those runs don't cross the plate, it doesn't really matter to me. All that does is drive your pitch count up. And Porcello was going 7 innings a game for the most part last year.
Yeah, he was hot start to finish.
Well, that's the other thing. He was good all year. I don't think Verlander was good all year. Verlander did not start the season as well as people thought he did.
Yeah, so he's extremely hot this season, like he was, at the end of last season too, or in the second half.
And
So you don't think Giancarlo or Justin move?
Nobody wants that contract from Giancarlo Stanton. And
I bet you they want that run production. That was a 3-run homer last night. He went 2 for 5.
that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It is, but I mean, there has to be some team out there who can afford him. Yankees, Red Sox. It's a big beat.
I don't think deals are likely to go down.
Dodgers. Any team could use him.
Oh, definitely not the Dodgers. They've made enough moves already.
They could have. I'm saying they could afford the contract.
Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you want to buy it.
I agree with that. I'll buy that.
Because when you can use that money to buy multiple good pieces for your team instead of just one.
Valid point.
Especially on a roster like baseball where there's 25 people, where it's way deeper than, say, basketball where it's less. I mean, it's obviously less money spread out in basketball, but...
Yeah. There are less roles to fill, so there's less money. I feel like Stanton doesn't move. I feel like Verlander has the better chance out of the two.
I'll agree with that just because he doesn't have the contract like Stanton, but that's the only reason I think so.
He's a steal. At the performance that at the level he's performing, he's a steal.
Yeah, but at that age, it's really tough. It's the only thing it comes back to. To take your starting rotation down to 3 people and trust in him, that's a big task. It's a big task.
3 to 4.
It's usually 3. I don't. You got to be like stacked to do 4. And
The Dodgers can go 4.
the Astros are not stacked.
So the Astros would get their money's worth out of Verlander.
No, because I think they'll do the same that they're doing now with Verlander. That's why I don't think the Red Sox would benefit either, because they always get that one person who have that good start. That's what it comes down to. You know, what's the dude's name? Dallas Keuchel, he's gonna put out his best. Chris Sale, he's gonna do the best. He'll probably win you that game.
Yeah.
You got 2 more games before Sale's back on the mound and Keuchel's back on the mound. You just pray to God you win one of those games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I think with Lance McCullers and Drew Pomeranz, one of those those guys should win you a game in that mix.
I mean, ultimately, only time will tell. I really think that any team would be lucky to have those 2 stars right now. Any team, especially like the Astros, who are trying to make a push and who need those types of players, they're going to benefit.
Well,
But
this is all debatable.